Good evening, friends. I hope you are safe and well. Last semester, in semester 5, we discussed about the direct tax and we conducted the test online basis, objective test. Now, friends, we are going to learn semester 6. It is one of the important semester for your career point of view. Why it is important for career point of view? Because it is the last semester and you have again same subject, direct and indirect taxes. Under this particular subject you are going to learn indirect tax paper 2, and it is very important to learn paper 2 in a practical manner. Now objective questions they conducted because of the pandemic situation occurred. COVID-19 pandemic occurred. Therefore, university has decided to conduct our test online basis, and they decided the timetable and paper pattern. In that paper pattern, they decided objective questions, and therefore all subjects exams we conducted online basis. But friends, this situation is not longer, or it is not a permanent situation. COVID pandemic situation is not a permanent situation. It will be, you consider as some disaster, and probably 2-3 months we will recover. After 2-3 months we will conduct our test offline basis also, and that time we will conduct our test on our proper paper pattern. In our paper pattern, objective questions, practical questions and theoretical questions also there. So I cannot give any promise or a suggestion to study only objective questions, because we will conduct our semester 6 exam in the month of April, and we have 3 months: April, May, January, February and March. 3 months are there, and under this 3 months we will study properly all the corners of our subjects, and for that purpose we will study objective questions, practical problems and theory also. Therefore you should learn everything, and after 3 months maybe situation change and university and government decide to conduct your semester 6 test online, not online, offline basis. So for that purpose we have to prepare ourselves. Okay, so we will move further. We will discuss our subject proper manner, and for that purpose we will start our lectures. Okay, friends. Now friends, our subject name is direct and indirect taxes. Under direct and indirect taxes we will learn indirect tax. We will learn indirect tax. Indirect tax includes introduction, Indirect tax includes introduction to GST, and such things we will study regularly in a proper manner. Now friends, our subject name is direct and indirect taxes. Now what do you mean by direct tax? The tax which is directly paid to the government is called as a direct tax. And what do you mean by indirect tax? The tax which is indirectly paid to the government. It means we cannot pay our taxes directly to the government, so it is called as the indirect tax. Under indirect tax, we can say the number of examples are there: sale tax, central sale tax, excise duty, value added tax, that is VAT, and GST. Now friends, our entire syllabus based on GST, because of the all the taxes subsum, and they introduce the only one tax, that is goods and service tax. They introduce goods and service tax, and it is very important to study GST in a proper manner, because it is one of the giant indirect tax. It is one of the giant indirect tax. Now this particular GST, it is a tax on goods or tax on services. We discussed that income tax. Income tax is a tax on income, but GST is a tax on goods and tax on services. Now friends, it is a destination based tax. It is a destination based tax. Whenever we call as a destination based tax, it is considered as a, why it is considered a destination based tax? So whenever we supply goods and services, GST is levied, GST is enforced. Therefore, we can say that GST is a destination based tax. Whenever the goods or services are supplied, GST is attracted, GST is implemented. Now friends, GST was implemented in India with effect from 1st July 2017. From 1st July 2017 onwards, we accepted GST. Before that, we had VAT, value added tax. Value added tax is a tax on goods. We had service tax. Service tax is a tax on services. Two acts were there. These two acts were abolished. We eliminated and we introduced new tax system, that is GST. And from 1st July 2017 onwards, we accepted GST, and it is accepted to the whole of India. In our country, there are total 28 states and 8 union territories. 8 union territories, and this particular act is applicable. GST is applicable to the whole of India. So I hope you understood the introduction part of the GST. Now I will share some PPT, and on that basis we will discuss various things. Now friends, introduction part that we are going to learn. Now, France was the first country to implement the Goods and Service Tax Act in the year 1954. Then, around more than 160 countries are using GST, and we also part of the GST. Now, post implementation in India, around 300 crores invoices we generated itself. It is a new benchmark, and some highlight concept points are there under GST. India is the first country in the world to try the concept of the IGST. IGST means what, that we will discuss later, but IGST concept we introduce, and this concept is not there in other countries. Then biggest indirect tax reform of India, and it is applicable to whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir is there, but it is applicable to whole of India. Destination based tax on consumption of the goods and services. We have a GST council, will be the nodal agency for administration of the GST, and our GST is called as a one nation one tax, one aspiration, and one determination. Now we have a new terminology. Previously we called as a purchaser, now we say that recipient. Sellers we called as a suppliers. Purchase means inward supply, sales means outward supply, Senvat credit means the input tax credit. These are the words we will discuss. Article 246A has been incorporated in our Constitution of India to provide the power to make the laws with respect to the goods and service tax. So friends, in our constitutions, our article, this particular article number 246A registered this particular GST. GST, goods and service tax, means any tax on supply of goods or services or both, except tax on supply of liquor for human consumption. Liquor used for human consumption, it is not considered as goods, and GST is not levied. Whenever the supply of goods, supply of services, or supply of goods and services, GST tax attracted. Goods means what? So goods means all materials, commodities and articles. And service means what? Anything other than goods. Now, still friends, petroleum products, petroleum crude, motor spirit, petrol, high speed diesel, natural gas and aviation turbulent fuel will be made liable to GST at a future. Now these are the products we will not implement GST. So these things you should keep in mind. Now subsumming the existing indirect taxes. Subsumming means abolish. Now new GST introduced. The state taxes are abolished. central taxes also abolished. Now states levies means state taxes are VAT, central sale tax, entry tax, purchase tax, OCTRA, LBT, local body taxes, luxury taxes, entertainment bag taxes, amusement taxes except when levied by the local bodies, lottery, betting and gambling taxes. These are all taxes abolish. It is eliminated because of the GST introduced. The central government taxes excise duty of the excise medicines and toilet papers, and duties of the excise goods of the special importance, additional duties on excise textiles and textile products. These are the subsuming the taxes, service tax, additional duties of the customs and special additional duties of the customs. These are CVD and SAD. These are the taxes. They subsuming and they started the new tax system, that is a GST. Now friends, our tax system is a dual tax system. GST is a dual tax system. Dual tax system, our structure is dual tax, and this particular structure we acquired from Canada and Brazil. India has adopted Canada's GST model, which stimulously allow both, that is central and state governments, to levy the GST. It means our tax structure is dual tax structure of the GST. Why we call it as a dual tax structure? Because central and state has a right to collect the GST. Now some terminology is there that we should understand first. Interstate supply or intrastate supply and interstate supply. Now intrastate supply means supply within the state. Interstate supply, it means supply between the two states. Interstate supply means supply between the two states. Intrastate supply means supply within the state. Suppose Mr. X sold the goods from Mumbai to Pune. So this transaction is called as a intrastate supply. So Mr. X sold the goods from Maharashtra to Gujarat. So it is called as a interstate supply. Now which taxes levied whenever the intrastate supply is there? CGST, that is central sale tax, central GST is levied, state GST is levied, and union territory GST can either state or union territory levied. And interstate means supply between the two states, that time integrated GST levied applicable. Now here the example, goods of the Daman sold in Daman. Daman is a union territory. We sold the goods within the territory, so it is called as an intrastate supply. Import of the goods or services, goods of the Daman sold to Gujarat or vice versa, export and zero rated supplies, these are called as an interstate supply. Now this particular valuation is there that we will not discuss right now, but whatever dual tax structure you should understand first. Then after that, this particular model we have discussed right now, inter and intrastate. Now before introducing the GST, all states were accepted the VAT, and they were VAT system, and VAT was applicable to goods, but GST is applicable to goods and services. VAT means value added tax, it is on sales, but GST is on supply. So these are particular term that you should understand first, the VAT and GST. VAT, it is applicable, it was a previous tax, now it is abolished, no need to discuss the VAT system right now. Now GST Act, we have a various kinds of act that we are going to discuss, but right now we will discuss afterwards the GST Act. There are many things are there that we are going to discuss, but right now we will keep here as it is, and whatever we study it is a introduction part was there. We will discuss the various things in our next lectures. I hope you understood the various kinds of terminology. So first of all, you should understand first GST, Goods and Service Tax Act. It is a tax on goods, tax on services. It is a destination based tax. It is a tax on goods and tax on services. Tax on goods supply. Tax on good services supplied. Whenever the services are supplied, goods are supplied. Supply word, supply term is very important. We will not consider sold, purchase. We says that supply. Whenever the supply is word is there, that time we have to apply GST. The GST was implemented with effect from 1st July 2017, and this tax is applicable to the whole of India. So I hope you understood the various things about the GST part. It is an introduction part. We will discuss maximum. We will give the notes also. I will give the PDF form notes. So you have to understand. You have to bring the notebook, new notebook. You have to prepare whatever I discuss. I given in a PPT and the Excel sheet that you have to write. What do you mean by direct tax? What do you mean by indirect tax? Which constitutions article 246A. So everything that you have to understand first, then we will discuss. It is a one of the interesting subject, and it is applicable in our day-to-day life. How it is applicable? Because GST is applicable everything. Whenever we have to go to the hotel and we have to take certain food, GST is applicable. Sometime we have to go to the watching movies, GST is applicable. If you want to buy motor car, luxurious products, if you want to buy the computer, laptop, mobile, pen drive, you have to pay the GST. It means GST you should pay every activities. Sometime if you take the help of the service provider, for example doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, these are the service provider, so GST is attracted. So there are various things are there. When we go to the McDonald's restaurant and we can, if you take the burger, the GST is attracted. If you want to buy pizza from Domino's Pizza Mania, and if you take the pizza, it means you are paying the GST. If you take the one soft drink of the Coca-Cola, it means you are paying GST. If you buy any reservation ticket from journey from your place to your native place, you are paying GST. If you travel by Ola, Uber, you are paying GST. It means GST is applicable. Even some peoples are going for haircutters are there, for any beauty parlors. If you are going, you are paying the GST. If you want to buy one material or jeans, if you want to buy the shirts, you are paying the GST. Anything, if you buy industrial goods, you are paying GST. If you want to take the flight ticket, air ticket, if you want to buy the reservation of the railway, you are paying GST. The GST is attracted to everywhere. And if you want to buy the watch, if you want to buy the earring, if you want to buy any kind of thing, you have to pay the GST. The GST is attracted, applicable everywhere. So we have to understand where it is attracted, where it is applicable, when we have to pay the GST, and where the GST is not applicable. Some of the goods if you buy, you no need to pay the GST. That we have to study. So it is an introduction part that you have understand. I hope you understood this particular video. I will upload it on YouTube. You have to watch everything. It is an introduction part. It is very important. We will move further in our next lecture. Thank you.